Hey, Shalom. Yahaba Shemi Al Shabbat to the brothers. Yahweh Shemar Alatha Shemi Al to the sisters. This is the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge under commanding Jen Yohana, which was established since 1969 out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Our job in the ISUBK as priests and prophets of the Most High is to teach Blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians who we are as a people, our culture, our history, and what is our purpose on this earth according to the Lord's understanding out of the Bible. And we substantiate it not only with the Bible, which is the main source, though, but with historical books and archaeological evidence and geographical locations that can pinpoint everything to back up what we said through the Bible. Now, we're going to deal with a situation called heaven and hell, right? Because Christianity has a misunderstanding of heaven and hell. Christianity, Roman Catholicism, and other religions, heaven and hell are conditions that people go through both spiritually, physically, and mentally, though. So we go describe what heaven and hell is all about, though. Then I'm gonna bring out precepts out the Bible to back up what I'm saying, to prove that heaven and hell are conditions and afflictions that people go through physically, spiritually, mentally, and psychologically, though. So what we have here is we have like what you call is the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary, though. So out of this Bible dictionary, though, besides the Holy Bible, I'm going to bring out the definition of heaven and the definition of hell. Right? Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary. Heaven, right? What's the definition of heaven? One of the two great divisions of the universe, right? The earth and the heavens. So according to the definition of heaven in the Zondervan Bible Dictionary, is making a distinction of two great divisions. It's speaking about the earth, the physical habitation that all living things are on, though, plants, animals, and human beings. And far as like with the heavens, you have the sky in the different ambient atmospheres, and you also have space, the solar system. That's another heaven, right? Or one of the three heaven, earth, and the waters under the earth, right? Because you have the heavens through the skies, the clouds, those are heavens, like I was saying. Then you have the physical waters, right? Of heaven, right? And the visible heavens are the stars and planets. Then this specific heaven is speaking about the solar system, though, the throne of the Most High, where the angels dwell at, though, where celestial beings can dwell at. No terrestrial beings are subject to dwell in this type of heaven, or we end up losing our life. And if you want to make it obvious, you see why people who travel in space don't have to wear space equipment, because if their body is not subject to the condition out there, that's a different type of heaven that only the Most High and angels dwell in, which is the outer space, right? So to get to understand that heaven, right? Heaven is not no magical place where you're going to be flying in the sky with wings. That's not what it's speaking about. We're going to get into that though later though too. Now let's describe what the word hell is according to the Zondervan's Compact Bible Dictionary, right? We go describe what the word hell is. Hell is right. Let me Salaki, give me 1 second. Hell, place and condition of retribution for unredeemed man. See, that's what it means about hell. Hell is a condition for someone who's unredeemed. What does it mean is that someone is unredeemed? That person's not saved. That person's not receiving proper salvation. I'll give an example. Blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians living on the earth right now, we're in hell as a nation, not individually though, but collectively as a nation, Blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians are in hell. Why is that important for us to understand? When it says for hell, a place and condition of retribution for unredeemed man. So in the ghettos, our brothers and sisters is going through drug issues and gang banging issues and police issues and government issues with the welfare and child support and all that though. That's hell. That is a affliction that Blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians specifically is going through as a nation. In every city throughout the country, Blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians is going through the same different type of hell. But the conditions could differ, you know. Either way, we're suffering, you know. Blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians, it's hard for us to find a job, a decent job, to pay bills and to live a comfortable life. Not just paying bills, not living off a doggone paycheck though, but we want to live a comfortable life too. We want to travel. We want to do nice things with the family. We want to take your wife or your husband or do things that you want to do, you know, but we can't do that. We got to work 24/7. That's hell, you know. We shouldn't have to work 24/7. We shouldn't be having to work no 8-hour job. That's crazy. That's ridiculous because your body go through wear and tear, you know, your body get tired, exhausted. That's hell that we go through as a nation. Blacks, Latinos, Native American Indians are the largest in the prison system. And when our brothers and sisters are incarcerated, we go through hell. We're a full long slave. We gotta get up when we gotta get up. We gotta tell us to get up. We gotta eat what they tell us to eat. We gotta use the bathroom when they tell us to use the bathroom. We gotta sleep when they tell us to sleep. All these type of we go through conflict with each other, war with each other. Though that's hell, you know. That's what hell is. You die in a suffer, or you catch a D, you catch AIDS, you catch monkeypox, or you catch high blood pressure. You know, those conditions are hell. Something that the body and the spirit go through. So that's a condition of hell. Hell is not no quote unquote scary place you go through beneath the earth when you die. You don't die to go to hell. You go through hell as you're living. When you're living this life or when you're living the next life. You go, it's an affliction that the body and the soul encounter. That's what the word hell means, right? Eternal torment, you know what I'm saying? Place of darkness, you know, lake of fire, you know what I'm saying? That's another condition though. When America is at World War III at full effect, though, America is going to turn into the lake of fire by thermonuclear missiles. That's another form or condition of hell. You're not going to no spooky place beneath the earth with that has a red man with the pitchfork poking you or putting you in a big skillet. That's Roman Catholic mythical BS that doesn't make sense. You don't die to go to hell. You go through hell as you're living, depending on the condition or affliction you're going through. Same thing as heaven. Heaven is a condition that you go through, which is a paradise, as I was explaining earlier, though. So remember, you know, heaven and hell, according to the Bible, are conditions and afflictions that the body go through. All right. We're gonna go to the Holy Bible now. We're gonna bring out some precepts though. So brothers and sisters can get the understanding of the conditions of heaven and hell according to the Bible, of the Bible. Right? Let's go to Matthew chapter 6, verse 10. Let me know when you got it, brother. Matthew chapter 6, verse 10. Because we're gonna find because this is gonna speak about we're gonna find out what Christ said. See, a lot of people believe in Jesus Christ and they say the blood of Jesus on you, though, but they don't have a clue or understanding of what heaven and hell is all about, though. They think that you literally have to die to go to hell, though. So let me ask you a question, though. When you was a kid, or even before you came to the truth, though, did Christianity or somebody told you that you had to die in order to go to heaven or hell? Yeah. Crazy, right? I used to believe that too. You know, and the reason why they teach you that, though, so is that Blacks, Latinos, Native American Indians can never ever understand the truth. You don't die to go to heaven. You don't die to go to hell. Heaven and hell, you live through it in your previous life or your current life and your future life when you die and come back through regeneration. Though you don't, you're not when you're dead, you're not going through anything. Your spirit rests. When you go through heaven and hell, that's a affliction or condition that you go through as you're living, depending on the condition what you're going through. Depending, especially for you blacks until the network, it is like especially if you are obeying the Most High. When you obey the Most High, keep the commandments, though the kingdom of heaven is at hand. When you are disobeying the Most High, you will catch hell. You will go through hell. Terrible things will happen in your lifetime. It's logical, makes sense, right? You got that, brother? Oh, okay. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 6, verse 10. Let's hear what Christ said out of his mouth. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. This is a Lord's prayer, though. This is Christ speaking. Let's hear what Christ said. So Christ said out of Matthew chapter 6, verse 10, the kingdom of heaven will come and it will be done in earth. It doesn't say it's going to be somewhere in the sky. It doesn't say it's going to be somewhere magical where we floating in the skies. It says it will be done in earth. So that means when Christ returns, the kingdom of heaven will be established on the earth, on the physical earth. So whatever Christianity has been talking about, they've been teaching the wrong thing. That doesn't make it. That's not what the Bible says. Christianity believes in Jesus Christ, though. That's not what Christ said. Even Muslims believe that you have to die in order to go to hell, heaven or hell. I noticed, like, before I came into the truth, though, a lot of Muslims will say that too, though. They said that they believe that you literally burn in hell when you die if you bad, or you go to some magical place in the sky. They teach that, right? They teach that. Muslims, they teach that too. It's not. It is nothing against my brothers and sisters who follow Muslim or Islam, though. But the fact is, though, Muslims teach that when you die, you go to hell when you bad, you burn forever, and when you in heaven, though, you in some sky floating. And that just doesn't make sense, though. But according to the Bible, Christ said out of his mouth, according to Matthew chapter 6, verse 10, thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth. So Jesus Christ said when he returned, the kingdom of heaven is going to be established on the earth for rulership. And that means for you blacks, Latinos, and African American Indians, my suggestion is I would obey the Most High, keep the laws and statutes and commandments so you can strive for rulership on heaven, on the earth when Christ returns, right? As it is in heaven, right? So again, the heaven that Christ is talking about when he returned is going to be established on the face of the earth. When America get destroyed by thermonuclear fire, Christ is going to establish his kingdom of heaven on the earth. Blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians is going to be first-class citizens in rulerships on the earth. The other nations and the oppressors will be second, third, fourth-class citizens of the new heaven on earth when Christ come back for rulership. Guaranteed. That's going to be something, future prophecy. That's going to be something outstanding, right? Something, yeah. Let's go to Revelation chapter 5, verse 10. Because when blacks, Latinos, Native American Indians learn from the men and the ISUPK under command of Jenny Hanado, they'll get the proper breakdowns of what we talked about. You would especially get a proper breakdown of what happens when you pass away and an understanding of what heaven and hell really is. Not no crazy magical place that you go to when you die. That you know, I said that's just crazy. You know, that's just stupid. You know, I said it shows you that that your Christian pastors and your Roman Catholicist instructors or theologian instructors are stupid and dumb. They don't know what they're talking about. The Lord is not dealing with them, number one. The Bible is not for them. It never was. The Bible is for Blacks, Latinos, Native American Indians to get proper understanding from a man of God, which are the men in the ISUBK under commanding Jenny Hanna. The book of Revelations, chapter 5, verse 10, and has made us to our power kings and priests, and we shall reign on the earth. So the precept of Matthew chapter 6, verse 10 falls into on that day when Christ returned, they're going to be, according to the understanding of our God, when our King returned, Christ returned, Christ is going to be the King of all kings. But when Blacks, Latinos, Native American Indians are having the rulership of the earth, though, we're going to have kings, or we're going to have priests ruling the earth, though. So with that being said, on this day of the earth, though, it's going to be a change of government. It's like, see, like today, like we got a form of government. Like Donald Trump and his army are ruling the earth right now. The people, the oppressors, are having their rulership and establishment of earth today, as we see it, though. But when Christ makes his return, and Christ puts everybody in their place, though, there's going to be a new establishment, kings and priests. The 144,000 men are going to be kings and priests under the rulership of Christ. And there's going to be a proper chain of command through Blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians who's going to be ruling the earth. And the other nations and the oppressors are going to be serving us in that day. That's going to be the proper heaven that's going to take place on this earth, though. And why is that important to know, though? Because the oppressors and the other nations that are currently living their heaven right now, like North Korea, China, Iran, and U.S. Emirates, and Russia, and NATO, and all of them, though, they are, and especially America, they are incapable of ruling the earth. We see right now, these people are a base people. They're absolutely incapable. They're not fit for rulership, though. Blacks, Latinos, Native American Indians are the only nation of people who are capable of obeying the Most High properly and who are incapable of ruling the earth. That's why it is important for our King, Yahushua Mashiach, which the world inwardly calls Jesus Christ, must return during World War III. When World War III is in full effect, Yahushua Mashiach, which the world calls Jesus Christ, will return and establish the kingdom of heaven. He's going to be taken over. That's what that means. Kings and priests, Blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians are going to be ruling over every nation, and every nation under us will be serving us. And the Blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians who are not part of the elect, though, is going to have first priority over all the other nations, because as the scriptures says, all of Israel shall be saved. I'm just quoting that, though, but that's an understanding of what our heaven is going to be like when Christ returns. Your Christian pastors and your theologian instructors will never pull this out. They maybe either they don't know the Bible, or if they do know it, they're not going to never pull us out. They want us to be docile in the spirit and in the mind. They want us to be drunk in the spirit. They want us to be drunk in the philosophy of America. And the Lord is sick and tired of that. The Lord is not going to do it. It's going to do away with that, though. The Lord is absolutely sick and tired of these heathens and these oppressors in the silly, folly ways. And the Lord is sick and tired of Blacks and Latinos and Native American Indians of who's acting worldly, who's not in the truth under command of Jiniana, acting silly 24/7, acted foolish 24/7. There's nothing wrong to have fun and to laugh and have a good time, though. But it's a time for everything. I'm just quoting out the book of Ecclesiastes. It's a time for everything, though. Right now, as I'm proving the conditions of heaven and hell according to the Bible. Black Statistics Network, it's not time for you to be partying 24/7. It's not wrong with having the social medias and all that dope, but it's high time to wake up. We can't be in social media or out in public acting silly 24/7, especially for a grown man. That's effeminate. It's borderline LGBTQ IUIC. Should no grown man be acting silly 24/7 in social media or out in public? But it's not wrong with doing social media and having a good time though, but it's a time to understand that we need to dig into our culture. We need to understand what the Most High requires of us, Blacks, Latinos, and American Indians. We need to obey the Lord, and this subject falls in of us understanding that heaven and hell are conditions that the body, the spirit, and the mind encounter. You don't die to go to heaven or hell. That's not biblical. Nor in the Bible does it says that you have to literally die to go to a magical place called heaven or hell. That's Christianity garbage. That's what the IUIC teaches, though. Another fake Israelite group. That's what GOCC teaches. That's another fake Israelite group. You know, but the IUIC under command of Jenny Hanna, we go teach you the absolute truth of the Bible according to the Lord's understanding, not my understanding. Not anybody else understanding, but the Lord's understanding. Right. Let's go to Revelation chapter 21, verse 2. Just the book of Revelation chapter 21, verse 2. Oh, it's like is this the right one? I see it right here. Yeah. Revelation chapter 21, verse 2. And I, John, right, saw the holy city, right? The separate city. What does the word holy means? The word holy means separate, quadash, set apart. The word holy means set apart. Saw the holy city, right? New Jerusalem coming down from God out of heaven. So, according to what John, the Revelator, said, right? He said that a holy city called New Jerusalem, right, coming down from the Most High out of heaven, right, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband. And that's a beautiful thing because the Most High is the husband. The nation of Israel, who are the 12 tribes, you Blacks, Latinos, Native American Indians, us as a nation, we will be the bride. We are the bride. And the Most High is the head. He's the husband. That's spiritual. The Most High is going to bless Blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians the kingdom of heaven, rulership, to rule the earth, forever and ever and ever. It's forever and ever and ever. That means our rulership will be nonstop. That's a beautiful thing. The oppressor's rulership, which is America, which used to be Rome, which used to be Greece, and any other heathen nation that once had rulership, though, like the Persian rulership, the Assyrian rulership, the Egyptian rulership, the Babylonian rulership, the Greek, that's at the Greek rulership. That was at once upon a time, but that's gone and over with, though. That's history now. And right now, America is the last rulership. America. And America is coming to an end soon. War III is happening today for us to understand. But the point is, though, for our people to understand the conditions that we're going through as a nation is hell. But if we obey the Lord, the kingdom of heaven is at hand. It's within us. The kingdom of heaven is to come when we are obedient to the Most High and obey the Most High, keep the commandments, so that Christ can return and establish the kingdom of heaven at full effect. The ISUBK under commanding Janihana is establishing a prerequisite of the kingdom of heaven today. We've been doing this since 1969 up until now. We're the work that we're doing right now, the work ethic that we're doing right now under commanding Janihana, though, we're preparing the kingdom of heaven. We're practicing the righteous rehearsals. We doing the same thing. So when Christ returned, it will be more than like second nature. We wouldn't have to ever sin. We wouldn't have to ever break the Lord's commandments. We think we do it as if it's second nature. It is so righteous. Man, I don't know about you though, man. When that day come, when blacks, Latinos, and African Indians are ruling the earth, everything in society of nature will restore. The plants, the animals, the water will be clean, the air will be breathable, the atmosphere will be pure, the land will be beautiful. You know what I'm saying? Everything will be restored. All the other nations will rejoice, even the oppressors. They hate it though, but they actually enjoy it though, because here's the crazy thing though: the oppressors' rulership is so wicked. They unalive their own people. And I want to sidebar. The earth is going through hell right now because we see what happened today, right? We see what happened currently though, right? ICE agent unalive an oppressor, a female oppressor. Did you not just see that on the media though? ICE agent unalive their own people. That's hell. Like, here's the kicker: if an ICE agent or the oppressor that's part of rulership unalive their own people, that tell you something though. That's real bad. If they unalive their own people though, what in the hell they would do to you? Blacks, Latinos, Native American Indians, you better wake up. It's time to get it. It's time to get into this truth under Commander Janihana. We ain't got time to be lollygagging. Time is short. The clock is ticking. You know, we see what Donald Trump is doing. We see what MAGA or the Proud Boys did when they didn't bust open through the White House a couple years ago. And what's diabolical though, they did a couple diabolical things that we wouldn't do though. It's disgusting. It shows the true nature of the oppressors. And I'm gonna make it clear again though, the earth is going through hell right now though, because America is bombing Nigeria. They bombing other areas though. They attacking everybody. You know what I'm saying? They bombing Venezuela. I'm gonna say it again. The ICE agent, which is indeed an oppressor, just unalive a Caucasian woman. He unalive one of their people. You know, and again, if the oppressors is there to unalive their own people, that tell you something. What in the hell they would do to us, blacks, Latinos, American Indians? We better quit playing games around here. You know, it's time to get some understanding and find the nearest school that's close to your city or zone under command of Jenny Hanna and get these classes and help build your nation. Learn your culture, learn your heritage. We ain't got a lot of time. The topic with heaven or hell is to understand that the afflictions we go through as a nation, we go through hell. I just said that we the most in prison. We had the worst living conditions throughout the ghettos. The ICE agent is abusing our Mexican brothers, our Latino brothers. The ICE agent is abusing our Haitian brothers. The ICE agent is abusing you Negroes out in the ghettos and gutters. The police is already abusing us though, abusing their authority over us though. They don't treat us the same way like the other nations, the oppressors. They get the other privileges and the gifts. We don't get that same thing. We the first fired and the last hired. We don't get the proper benefits like they do. I'm gonna make it clear though. We're in hell right now though because a black woman or a Latina woman can't have a man in a household in order to get benefits, the welfare benefits or the other benefits. Do you not just understand that we the hell is a nation though? That's diabolical. As as a black man, you can't have a woman in your household to get welfare benefits. As a black or Latina sister, you can't have a man in the house to get their benefits. That's diabolical. But the other nations can though. The oppressors sure as hell can, and the oppressors cheat over the welfare system too. They cheat every oppressor, regardless of whether they're Italian, Jewish, or Irish, or it don't matter. Every oppressor cheats the welfare system. They do it. They do it all the time. You know, we're not stupid. You know, it ain't. Yeah, and I'm just saying, as a nation, these oppressors do wickedness though to themselves and to us as well. That's why the earth is going through hell. The condition is going through a lot of trouble and a lot of bad afflictions. Let's go to Matthew chapter 10, verse 28. And here's the problem. Your religions outside this Bible can't do nothing to fix the conditions of blacks, Latinos, and African Indians. Your Christian pastors has failed us as a people. You know, your theologian instructors or teachers has failed us as a people. You know, the Roman Catholicism has failed the Latino brothers and sisters as a people. You know, so now we see why we got to not lean into the philosophy of Christianity or any other religion that contradicts the Bible, because the any religious group or theologian group that teaches contradicts the Holy Bible, that contradicts the word and instructions of the Most High, is not going to solve the problems of blacks, Latinos, and African American Indians. And why? How do I know this though? Because as the year 2026 though, most blacks, Latinos, and African American Indians believe that you got to die in order to go to heaven or hell, which don't make sense. Why in the hell must we have to die in order to go to a magical place called heaven or hell? Yo, heaven and hell is while you're living right now. It's a condition that you're going through today. It's an affliction. I'm a quote of scripture. The kingdom of heaven lives within you. That means blacks and Latinos, American Indians, keep the law, statutes, and commandments. Obey the Most High. Love your brothers and sisters of the 12 tribes. Love your fellow neighbors, and your neighbors are blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians. Love your people. Learn how to treat your people in righteousness. You know, if you have an issue with your people, there's ways how to deal with it. Seek counseling. The ISUBK under Commander Jenny Honda, we got professional counselors. Talk to a priest or prophet of the Lord like myself, or any other body in the school. Or if it's worse, seek professional counseling. I could direct you to a professional counselor under Commander Jenny Honda if it's a marriage situation, or if it's a family situation, or if it's any worse affliction that you're going through that needs to be dealt with behind closed doors. You know, we're going through a lot of hell as a people, though. But again, our people keep going to the Christian church for answers. We keep going to these pastors for answers and dumping our money to these disgusting pastors. That's why we go through hell at a system. We go through hell, though. I'm gonna tell you this though, because it's a spell. The Christian pastors is charge you a couple $1,000s. The one pastor told the one sister the word was 1,000 of another 1,000. The sister gave that pastor $1,200. $1,200 is a lot of money, but the pastor said the word was 1,000 after 1,000, and she agreed. You know, it's a psych tag. You know, it's a spell. You know, we drunk off the philosophy of Christianity. You know, we got to stop going to these Christian churches. We got to stop listening to these pastors. You know, we gotta use our own understanding. We gotta get into practical knowledge and practical understanding, and that is for Blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians to follow commanding Juniahana. We got schools worldwide. The ISUBK is worldwide. Find a school worldwide so you can get this spiritual medicine, so you can understand how to live. That's the whole point. Because us going through hell as a nation, we spiritually dead. Us going through hell as a nation, though, we keep dying out in the streets. Us going through hell as a nation, we keep having conflict towards one another. We hate each other. Uh, we keep having gender wars over black man, black woman, black versus black, Hispanic man, Hispanic woman versus Native Indian man versus Native Indian woman. That's the most stupidest, dumbest thing. Do you know why? Because we're not following the Most High. You know why that happens? Because we not uh, doing what the Lord requires us to do. We're not following a man of God like myself or the men that's under commanding Jenny Hanna in the ISUBK. We keep listening to stupid, silly people in Christian theologies. You know, I hate to say it though. Like a lot of people that's in these podcasts though that give you advice though, but if it goes against the word of the Most High, you're more bound and deemed to fail. Not just yourself, but as a people, you're more bound to fail. And again, there's nothing wrong with doing a podcast though, but when it comes to fixing the nation of Blacks, Latinos, and American Indians, our problems that's in the gutters, barrios, and reservations, and dealing with our people through the afflictions we go to, the men in the ISUBK under commanding Jenny Hada are the only people who are qualified, not your podcasters, not your theologian instructors, not your Christian pastors, because they don't know what in the hell they doing. You know, nothing against them, but they don't know what they're doing. We know we doing. We gonna tell you the absolute truth, whether you like it or not. And again, we understand that heaven and hell that I just brought out earlier are afflictions that your body, your mind, and your spirit encounter every day. First and foremost, we need to understand that we need to fear the Most High and obey Him. Do what He instructs us to do out the Holy Bible. Keep the commandments. Love your brother and your sisters. Stop listening to these oppressors and these theologian instructors and these Christian pastors for advice. They don't know what they've talked about. It's been way too long. You know, it's been way too long. We, like, as a people, we're drunk off the philosophy of America or the philosophy of Christianity. Now it's time to wake up. You know, it's time to wake up. Where we said, I said we was at Matthew chapter 10, verse 28. And fear not them which kill the body, but are not able to kill the soul. So, okay, your oppressors are carnal people. They got guns on unaliving people. The police got guns on unaliving Blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians. Right? This is Matthew chapter 10, verse 28, because it's going to give a distinction of why you should fear the Most High and understand that heaven and hell are conditions on the earth that we encounter. It's not a literal place that you go to when you die. Why is this important though? According to Matthew chapter 10, verse 28, don't be scared of anybody that could kill the body. Fear nobody, first and foremost. When we fear any man in the flesh, though, that's a weakness. That shows that we're not going to obey the Most High. That's number one. Christianity is what makes us fear man in the flesh and not fear the Most High. Your theologian instructors is what's going to make us fear any man in the flesh and not fear the Most High. You see where I'm coming from? But are not able to kill the soul. Right. It doesn't matter how many guns the oppressor has, and it doesn't matter how much of a G or a gangster anybody is. They're not the most high. They're only human, number one. But rather fear him which is able to destroy both soul and body in hell. So, okay, I'm gonna break that down. On earth, right? Blacks and Latinos never break Indians. We're going through hell as a nation. Like I said, though, the redlining they do to make it tough for us to live comfortably out here in America or anywhere on the face of the earth, though. You know what I'm saying? Hard for us to find a good job, to pay bills and be able to live comfortable, not just pay bills, not just live it out of a paycheck, but live comfortably, right? Um, peer peer pressure do a lot of things to serve the Lord in proper understanding, though. They try to make scare tactics that, like, if you don't do this, though, I'm gonna unalive you, or I'm gonna put you in jail, or I'm gonna make you lose this job, or I'm gonna make you lose your wife or your husband or whatever like that. No, that's carnal minded. And even let them do that, though. Fear the Most High, because if you obey the Most High, keep the law, statutes, and commandments, and do what the Most High instructed you to do. If you lose your wife, the Lord's going to bless you with another wife, bless you with more wives. You know, even better wives. If a woman lose her man because she's in the truth, though, the Lord is going to bless her with the man of the Most High. That's going to instruct her, guide her, and make her life a lot more better. You see, if you lose your job or your slavery, the Lord's going to bless you with a better slavery or a job to live a better life. If this is to show, if you obey the Most High, the conditions you live in right now, your conditions will be better instead of going through hell. That's my point, though. This is why that we fear the Most High, because the Most High can destroy your body physically, and He can destroy your soul. The Most High can make us become a crackhead, become a zombie out in the streets. You know, the Most High can make us be incarcerated for a long time or a life. That's a punishment from the Most High. Understand that. The Most High can make you lose your life at a very young age. Judgment comes from the Most High. The Lord is the understand this, though. The Lord is the ultimate executioner. Remember that, though. When anybody lose their life, though, that's for the Lord. The Most High can make you catch AIDS, catch monkeypox, catch high blood pressure, catch a stroke. The Most High can make you become a diabetic. The Most High is in charge of all these things. So understand this, though. Just because you're in a condition physically, though, don't mean you in it mentally or spiritually. Just obey the Most High, and the Most High can restore your condition or make your condition even better. Just because we in the bottom of society right now as a nation doesn't mean we can come back on top, though. That's my point. Blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians, all you have to do is open this Bible, this King James Bible or 1611 King James Bible, and learn the Bible from a man of God under commanding Jenny Hanna, ISUBK, and learn your culture, your heritage, and what you're supposed to do, what you're not supposed to do. And the Most High will make your life more smoother. It's not be a walk in the park, though. It doesn't work like that. But as Blacks, Latinos, Native American Indians, it is our job to do what the Most High said. We are the Lord's chosen people, first and foremost, though. The Lord never says He will make it easy. The Lord says we have a job. It's our job to obey Him, keep the commandments, and that's the bare minimum. Right. Well, first and foremost, keep the commandments. That's the bare minimum, anyways, to not encounter hell, to not encounter any negative affliction. That and why is I'm breaking this all out, though? Because any negative affliction is because that, number one, you're disobeying the Most High. Number two, the Lord can be testing you. When you like, for example, when you read the book of Job, Job was being tested by the Most High. Job lost everything. Job lost his wife. Job lost his job. Job lost his lost everything. That's going through hell. But Job was strong enough to fight the temptations and to obey the Most High. And at the end, Job received everything. The wife or the wives, the money, the riches, the job, the condition, the rulership. Job was able to receive everything. And Job was a man during the time of the Adamites. Job was an Adamite, right? Job was was a chosen man before the 12 tribes of Israel, right? And Job was being tested by the Most High. But this to get some understanding that our people is going through pretty much going through the same thing. Right now, we're going through hell as a nation. It's a test of the Most High, so we do to see if we're going to obey the Most High. And Blacks, Latinos, and American Indians, we need to obey the Most High so we can come out this hellish condition, so we can be back on top again, so we could be in rulership in heaven under Christ on the earth, not no damn sky. And when you die, you're not going beneath the earth. That nowhere in the Bible doesn't say that. That's not even logical. Can't nothing in the earth, beneath the earth live. That doesn't even make sense, right? Nothing beneath the earth can even live down there. You can't even live down there. So what are we talking about? Heaven and hell are conditions that the mind, body, and spirit encounter on the earth every day. The Lord is testing us every day, every single day. Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 16. Book of Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 16. Let's move into that. It was Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 16. Let me know when you got it, warrior. You got it? Yeah. Just the book of Ecclesiastes. These are all precepts referring to heaven and hell precepts. So far we're in Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 16, right? And moreover, I saw under the sun the place of judgment. Let me ask you a question, warrior. What is under the sun? Say it again. Say it out loud. Outstanding. The earth is under the sun, right? The place of judgment is the earth. So my thing is, how can we say that hell is going to be a place we go to when we die? That just don't make sense. You know, that just don't make sense. It says the place of judgment is going to be under the sun, which is the earth, right? Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 16. And moreover, I saw under the sun, right? What's under the sun? The earth, the planet Earth, the place of judgment, right? That's where the place of judgment is going to be. It's going to be in the earth where we get judged. That wickedness was there. What's on the earth? Wickedness. Today, we see wickedness all over the earth happening today, right? Wickedness, right? Ain't that right? Ain't that right word? We see wickedness is all over the earth, right? And the place of righteousness. So the ISUBK under command of Jenny Hunter, that's the place of righteousness, right? Is that correct? Sir. Because the ISUBK under command of Jenny Hunter on the earth today, we're in the business of raising up Blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians, teaching our people our true identity and what is our purpose on the earth and what we're supposed to do. Obey the Lord, keep the law, statutes, commandments, and deal with each other in the spirit of brotherhood. So the place of righteousness is on the earth today. It's the ISUBK under command of Jenny Hunter. right? In the place of righteousness, that iniquity was there, right? Because when Christ returned, the place of righteousness is going to dwell, and that's going to be the kingdom of heaven on earth when blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians is ruling the earth under Yahushua Mashiach, which the world calls Jesus Christ, which is going to be a new heaven, a new Jerusalem, according to the book of Revelations. It was what, 21:2, I believe. Verse 17, I said in my heart, I said in my mind, God shall judge the righteous and the wicked. Right, because on the earth is going to be the place where the Most High judge the righteous and the wicked. Not no magical place in the fairy tale land or the never ending story, wherever that crap they talk about, or no place beneath the earth. No, the place of righteousness and wickedness is going to be on earth where the Most High judges all things. For there a time there for every purpose and for every work. Right. The place for righteousness and wickedness right now is on the planet Earth. Not in nowhere in fairy tale land or beneath the earth, though, where some imaginary spooky place, though, where a red man is poking somebody with a pitchfork or putting somebody in the frying pan or whatever stupid nonsense that is. No, you know what I'm saying? That's where we learn from Roman Catholicism and all forms of Christianity, because Christianity don't know the Bible. Christianity don't know the Most High. They don't understand the Most High. Christianity teaches that you got to die to go to hell, or die to go float in some magical place in heaven. Same thing as Islam. Islam is no different than Christianity. Islam is known to teach that you got to die in order to go to heaven or hell. You got to go to hell to, which is not biblical. So all forms of religion is no different than Christianity. And Christianity is all one along is the same thing. The all forms and religions of Christianity, just like America, teaches that you got to die in order to go to hell or heaven, which is not in the scriptures, which is not biblical, that I just brought out. Like I said, according to Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 16, and moreover, I saw under the sun. What's under the sun? The planet Earth, the place of judgment. Where is the place of judgment? It's going to be at the planet Earth. That wickedness was there in the place of righteousness. So on the planet Earth, wickedness and righteousness is dwelling today. When Christ returns, righteousness is going to be in full effect. And what's going to take in full effect when Christ is ruling, where he returned, is called the kingdom of heaven. Blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians is going to be the right people in authority ruling the earth under Christ. And the other nations and the oppressors is going to be under us, serving us in the kingdom of heaven on the earth. So, again, Christianity, you can't sit there and say that you got to die in order to go to heaven, or you got to die in order to go to some spooky magical place called hell. That just don't make sense. That's not biblical. It's not practical. It's not spiritual, and it's not even practical, and it's not logical. Even for a brother and sister that's worldly, though, sometimes in their mind, they know that it's not spiritual, logical, and practical that you have to die in order to go to some magical place called heaven and floating in some doggone sky, or you got to die to be in some spooky place beneath the earth called hell. They even know that. Now I see why a lot of quote unquote street dudes don't go into the Christian church, because number one, they know it's effeminate. They know that it emasculates a man. Number two, in their mind, logically speaking, though, it just don't make sense for any man or woman in the flesh to have to die in order to go to a place called heaven or hell. Heaven and hell are conditions that you face mentally, spiritually, and physically and spiritually as you're living on the earth. Make sense, Christianity? Make sense, America? Y'all don't know what y'all talking about. Y'all don't know the Bible. Put the Bible down. Let the man of God under commanding Jenny Hanna in the ISUBK, the priests and prophets of the Lord, teach the Bible in proper understanding. Specifically, you Blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians that need this proper understanding. You know, isolate your spirit from America. Isolate from the Christian church. Isolate from Islam. Isolate from all manner of Christianity, because all of them partake in Christianity, and all of them teach that you have to die in order to go to heaven or hell, which don't make sense. The Bible says otherwise. The Bible don't say that. Let's get the last precept, and we move on to some Hebrew, a little bit of Hebrew. Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 22. Let's see what Moses got to say about heaven and hell. Since you pastors and theologians swear y'all know the Bible. Well, matter of fact, though, most pastors and theologians subscribe to the New Testament, and then I'd have brought a bunch of precepts that refers to the New Testament, and you pastors Christians don't know what y'all talking about. Y'all don't never read your scriptures. Y'all don't never get proper understanding and studying of the Bible. Y'all just quote a lot of things and don't know what y'all be talking about, because y'all believe that you got to die in order to go to a place called heaven and hell. Because if y'all believed in the Bible, y'all wouldn't be talking about having to die in order to go to a magical place called heaven and hell. Make it make sense for a change. Make it make sense. Y'all don't know what y'all talking about. You're not qualified to teach the Bible. The theologian instructors, you're not qualified to teach the Bible. Every last Christian pastor that teaches Christianity is not qualified to teach the Bible. Fake Israelite camps, schools, not camps or whatever, is not allowed to teach the Bible, because you are not under the proper authority, under commanding Jenny Hanna, because you're doing your own thing, and that goes against the scriptures. We can go into that another time, but we didn't prove that so many times. And again, this is for educational purpose, though. We ain't here to bash no brother or sister personally, though. It's not to bash you personally, though. You're not saying whatever belief system you in, though. Understandable, though. But my advice for you Blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians, I would recommend getting under commanding Jenny Hanna, One West ISUBK, and learn the proper understanding of the Bible from the men of the Lord under commanding Jenny Hanna, like myself or any other priest that's instructing and teaching out in the streets or in the classrooms. You got that? The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32, verse 22. Chapter 32, verse 22. We go start at verse 16 once you get it, for context, for proper context, because we understand the Bible has context and understanding. Christianity don't understand context. America don't understand context, though, but a lot of people in America got masters and PhDs, but when it comes to the Lord's understanding of the Bible, you don't understand proper context, and there's no private interpretation. I'm just quoting that, though, but it's a New Testament. There's no private interpretation when it comes to Lord's understanding. Christianity. You got that? We go start at verse 16. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32, verse 16. They provoke him to jealousy with strange gods, with abominations provoke they him to anger. So our people is provoking and pissing the Most High off. Why? Because we want to serve other deities. Like I was saying before, though, We want to follow Christianity. That's not according to the Bible. We want to follow the philosophies of America. That's against the Bible. We want to vote Republican, Democrat. That's against the Bible. We want to start our own Israelite group or Israelite vibe. That's against the Bible. We want to what else? I'm gonna bring them out. No, damn that though. Yeah, you know we want to believe that we in order to go to heaven you got to die in order to go to place or be unalive in order to go to a magical place called heaven, float to the sky, or beneath a spooky place called hell. That's believing it to that's actually by default you're believing it to another false deity and not believing to the understanding of the Most High out the Bible. The Lord don't teach that. The Lord is against that. See, verse 17, it provokes the Lord to anger. You pissing the Most High off. Each time you do these things. Verse 17, they sacrifice to devils, not to God. See, when we do these things, we're sacrificing into deceivers, whether it's believing in the white man's theologian schools, following the oppressor's philosophies, be it in America, you know what I'm saying? Into different forms of Christianity, different religions, you know, that's provoking the Most High, and that's pissing the Most High off. You sacrificing into idols, into devils, right? You're not doing what the Most High said off the Holy Bible. You're not being in the right leadership, which is under commanding Jenny One West ISUBK. It's one current leader right now, and that's commanding Jenny until Christ return. So again, I want to, that's something important to know. Verse 18, of the rock that begat thee that out unmindful. See, with the rock though, that's that Islam, following Islam. That's provoking the Most High. You follow Islam, the Lord is against that. And like I said, Islam teach that you got to die in order to go to heaven or hell. That's not what the Bible says. The Bible doesn't teach that. So Islam is another form of Christianity. Either way, it's not the truth of the Most High out the Holy Bible. They subscribe to the Quran. You know, my thing is though, a lot of them quote Bible things. You quoted a lot of things from the Bible. I thought you're supposed to subscribe to the Quran. What are we talking about? But either way, though, I still believe that you got to die in order to go to heaven or hell, which is not biblical, which is not the truth of the Most High. Period. And again, you know what I'm saying? We ain't trying to belittle or bash anybody that follow another religion, though. But my job is to teach the truth out, whether you like it or not, though. According to the Lord's understanding and Christ's understanding, the Lord and the Most High and Christ don't really give a damn. But my job as a priest prophet is to bring out the truth and nothing but the truth and the truth there is. This truth is flawless victory. Verse 19, and when the Most High saw it, he abhorred it. He abhorred them. He did wickedly to them because of provoking of his sons and of his daughters. The Most High had to teach us a lesson. So by the Most High being the Father, the Most High is not your buddy. The Most High is a Father. He's not your buddy. When we provoke the Most High and follow other religions and follow different philosophies that has nothing to do with the Most High, then the Most High is going to he's going to do to us wickedly. He's going to judge us. He's going to the Lord is the ultimate judge and executioner. The Lord can do whatever. I want to say it though, but you know what I'm saying, I can't say it though. But the Lord can do whatever He chooses to do. He's the creator of all things. He's the Father. Who are you? You're the creation. You are His creation. The Lord is your creator. Verse 19, and the Most High saw it. He abhorred it. Jump to verse 20, and he said, I will hide my face from them. I will see that their end shall be they are a very poor generation, children of woman, and no faith. the Lord hid his face when he judged us, when terrible things happened to us, though, because we're not doing what the Most High said. We're following false deities. We're following different philosophies, like I was just saying before them, you know, and the different philosophies having us believing that you got to die in order to go to heaven or hell. When we follow Christianity or Islam or other religions or any theologian philosophy or the philosophy of America, right? Verse 21, they have moved me to jealousy, with which is not God. They have provoked me to anger with their vanities, and I will move them to jealousy with that those which are not a people. I will provoke them to anger with a foolish nation. Right. So the Lord send a foolish nation like the heathens and oppressors to rule over us. Though why? Because what we did was against the Most High. We provoked the Lord to jealousy. And by the Lord doing this, though, the Lord is putting us through affliction, right? We're going through affliction because we decide to provoke the Most High, serving other gods and serving deities and serving different religions and doing what we want to do and not leading to what the Most High instructs us to do. So the Lord is putting us through these hellish conditions and putting us through another nation that's going to put us through hell, like the other nations in the oppressors, like today in America. The other nations is putting us through hell. They draining us indirectly, making money, feeding off us indirectly with their businesses and other things they're doing. The oppressor is doing all sorts of diabolical things to destroy our minds, spirits, and bodies, and putting us through this hellish condition. This hell that we're going through because we decide to provoke the Most High. This is an affliction that Blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians are going through throughout the earth because we decide to disobey the Most High. We want to provoke the Most High. We want to serve other gods and other religions and not obey the Most High of the Bible. Verse 22. Here's the kicker of the precept. For a fire is kindled in my anger. We piss the Most High off. The Most High is furious. He's angry, and it shall burn until the lowest hell. It shall consume the earth with her increase and set on fire the foundations of the mountains. So, by the Lord being angry, he's going to judge the nation of Israel. You Blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians are going through hell right now because our forefathers decide to serve other gods and deities. Our forefathers want to do what they want to do and not follow what the Most High said to do. We want to live and follow the philosophy of America. And look where it got to us to as a nation right now. Hell, as a nation, spiritually, physically, and mentally. So it is our job as priests and prophets of the Lord under commanding Jenihana to restore the nation of Blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians. Teach us the truth according to the Bible and not according to our own understanding or what any theologian philosophy is got our people indoctrinated. So with that being said, that's it for the scripture breakdown class. Though for time's sake, I'm gonna read out the security announcements. This is the ISUPK security announcements. Rule for new brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are to hear, learn, and shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, they are to seek counsel from the heads. Tithes, which is the commandment, Numbers chapter 18, verse 21, Malachi chapter 3, verse 8 through 10, which means 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. My Aishara. Give to the generals or teachers, priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory, whatever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations. We have the feast of Purim that's coming in March soon, Monday and Tuesday, and then the next holy convocation is the Lord's 57th annual Passover April 1st to the 6th. Make sure you're a Black, Latino, Native American, Indian person. Reserve and book your hotel rooms. Prepare yourselves for flights or driving or whatever. However you got to get there. Make sure you be there. Remind Akim Akwafia to check bulletin board in the hallway if anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, to start wearing all black boots, shirt, headband, pants, headband, scarf. With that, stand up. Let's get a courtesy salute. Announce to the instructor. Amaju, which means stand straight. Amaju Shabbat. Parade rest. Amaju Barak. Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Barakatah. Yahweh Shai Barakatah. All right. Amaju. Yazatah. All right. Amaju to the sisters. Sarah, turn. Face sisters. Amaju. Amaju Shabbat. Amaju. Barak. Yahweh Shemar Alatah. Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Yazatah. Class dismissed. Yeah, we got to get going. Yeah, we got some time.